Welcome to the Ironworks. We've got Pedro on the Blighted Killer. He's going to be spawning in main and using that opportunity to break some doors as he goes bouncing across the map looking for his first survivor. Going to check the corrupted area and maybe check for a little bit of stealth. Can't find anyone just yet, but I think it's only a matter of time.
Oh, surely it's a matter of time. Not quite at the corrupted area just yet. It's actually in the non-corrupted spot, so little slight different approach, but he's trying to take an overview here on the hill, trying to see if he can spot anyone, but doesn't seem to be the case. They might just be completely stealthed up at the moment and moving on towards the other side around the main building, but let's see if he can find anyone over here. Yep, he actually does find Zolth.
I was going to say, I feel like I'm in a time machine going back to where we were stealthing out the entire corrupt cycle, but we do manage to down Zorth. A little bit of not even back showing. I think he just didn't have the excise check spots video on hand and he just ran into Pedro there. That's going to be a down at 5 gen. That's a great start for Pedro here and for Team Eternal, and it does open up now all of the gens. So, you know, we often make jokes that people are taking strategic downs to deny the corrupt. Could be the case.
Could be the case. I doubted those Zolth just a little bit impatient. They're running a little bit too far ahead. Like you said, didn't have the check spots video open, and Trauma does drop a pretty decent pallet, and yeah, I think the pop is just going to be applied here by Pedro. He's going to be completely satisfied with that. He's going to take a little bit of a gander on this gen over here. Is he close enough to actually listen to it? He believes he is at the very least, and says, nope, no work has been done on that. So he's just going to look around for other survivors elsewhere, and looks like Givex is actually trying to get the unhook onto Zolth before the stage 2 happens, and right now Pedro is in a completely fine spot actually.
Absolutely, he's in control at the moment. I think with this hook, there's no reason to leave it this early in the game. He knows that someone is probably lingering around trying to get the save, and we can see that that person is Givex, while the other two, we've got Trauma and Killate on the gens. One of them, though, unfortunately going to have to get off the gens and go in for that unhook. So already hitting second stage now, though, so it's only a matter of time before he's going to be dead. It's up to them to decide. Do they prioritize his last stage in his life, or do they stick on the gens? It's going to be Zulf.
It is going to be Zolth that is going to get saved here, and I think we see a for the people as well from Trauma, because Zolth instantly healed up and the broken status effect coming in onto Trauma, so Zolth not going to be able to get instantly tunneled out, but can he even be found actually? Ada notoriously quiet, so it's going to be difficult to try to find her anywhere, and Givex being on the ground might just be the better option at the moment. I don't know, what do you think, Barn?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. We weren't able to get Givex his deliverance there, and he does manage to get back up. A big drop of the pallet, but there's not too much to work with here. With Pedro getting his rushes back, I think it's only a matter of time unless we do some Juka looping around the water tower. 1 and 2. I was going to say how many more rushes are left, but he's going to jump out a little bit prematurely there as our second generator pops in the distance.
It does, and Trauma, obviously, still the broken status effect is going to try to get healed up here as soon as possible. Givex, however, going down and getting hooked is quite damaging for Karma. As we saw, he did have the Deliverance perk, so that's not going to be of any use the rest of the game. And if Zolth gets found, it's going to be disaster coming in for the side of Karma. And Trauma here found in no man's land. Beautiful play here coming out of Pedro. And he does see scratch marks on the other side, so knows that someone is wandering around that part of the main building. But Trauma also going to be a fresh hook coming in here for the side of Eternal.
Yeah, Pedro's going to take those points, the 3 points there for the fresh hook onto Trauma. We are going to see off in the distance the unhook taking place there on Givex, and I think he's going to do a little bit of bouncing, making his way over to his generators to see what is being progressed. He does manage to find Ada. That is Zulf. That is our dead hook. That would be a very nice spot for Pedro to be in, having a death at 2 gens remaining. So it wouldn't surprise me now if he does commit to this to try and get the down.
It seems to be the case here. We do see the bumps coming through in the Huck Tech. Maybe he is going to go inside again. Where is Zolth? He is actually just hiding behind the generator. That generator being the MVP right now for Zolth. He's going to try to make his way over to the LT wall, but is going to only have a filler pallet here on this medium-sized loops. Back to the shack we go. Is this now entity block? No, not yet. I think he has one more in him. Is the chase stopped? Yep, there we go. Now it is entity block. This is going to be a hit for sure. But how long can Zolt actually last before giving up the kill? And how much damage can Karma do on the other side of the map? In the meantime, he is going to go down. Givex, Trauma, and Kill It. Do you have an answer on the other side of the map? Do you have any gens that are about to pop?
They should have a couple progressed by now, surely. Whilst it wasn't the way to end the chase, he certainly had a few good bolts there and a few nice runs around this shack. But we are going to be saying goodbye to Zulf there as Pedro wanders back over. He's going to apply Pop Goes Weasel and Eruption to this. No, he's not. He's going to fake the leave. Okay, now he's got... I got pranked. He's going to actually apply it now, and he's going to head on over to where he thinks the other survivors are going to be, which should be in this back corner. But no, he got pranked now. I think we're even.
Yeah, 1 for 1. That's fine. It's fine. He's going to have the Eruption block here onto that generator. So does he find anyone, though? Is there too much Metal Gear Solid going around here? I think there's just too much stealth play going on for him to even care about trying to find someone over here. And we do see Kill It moving over to the shack and try to start that generator up. And Givex and Trauma already having 1 hook state each is so damaging for them, because if either of them go up on the hook, it's probably just going to be a camp out, and that's going to be a disaster here. 3 gens left still for Karma.
Yeah, 100%. And we know as well, we know that Eternal have mastered the 3v1 and getting escapes after a rough start. So Pedro's going to know exactly what their plan is and try to counter them. And it's not like you can play aggressive like you usually would when you've got another survivor there. You can't really stick to the generators. You need to play it safe. You need to pre-leave. So it wouldn't surprise me here if Pedro knows that, but he also knows about how long it takes looking around every rock and every tree to find a survivor stealthing. He does manage to find Kill 8, greeting for this gen, which is so close. Pepe loser in the chat. He does get blinded by Blast, but that's 5 seconds of standing still. That's going to give Kill 8 a bit of distance here to get to a better side of the map, but we know from what we've seen before, there's not too much down here. The Eruption procs.
He just knew exactly where Kill It was going to run.
Oh, the value!
Oh, actually getting hit by Eruption. Kill It didn't call out that he was about to get hit, or on the other side, Trauma maybe not, letting go of the generator. So the aura actually coming through. Not something we usually see here. Firecracker as well, a little bit too late. So it is going to be the hit onto Trauma with Kill It lying on the ground. And if Trauma goes down as well, I don't know if Givex has an answer at all. I mean, he's probably on the generator somewhere and trying to pump that as fast as possible so that his killer can have an easier time. Next game, Trauma still doing absolutely amazing here. Has a 4 lane to try to go through, and he does have still a pallet as well. Kill It getting up in the meantime by Givex. And yeah, I think Trauma is going to go down here in any second, but he's doing so well with a 4 lane against one of the best 4 lane killers in the game. Absolutely impeccable job here by Trauma, honestly.
It's like the number 1 and 2 ladder champions at the moment, having a 1v1 at the 4 lane. So really nicely done by Trauma. He was able to buy enough time for Givex to get over there to Glate, pick him up, and then give him a full reset. But you know what comes with that is a lost progress on the generators. We did see that he got quite a lot here, but it's the combo of Pop and Eruption. It's just going to knock off all of that hard work.
Yep, it definitely is. And yeah, Kill It and Zolth here on... That was kind of weird. Oh, it was Givex and Trauma. Sorry, I thought it was... for some reason it was Kill It that I was looking at, but no. Givex and Trauma are getting the heal through. They are getting the reset off, and Kill It is somewhere else trying to do a generator once again, but they are kind of hard pressed right now. They need to get at least 1 more generator finished. I feel like in order to make it a little bit easier for the killer here, and Trauma just found once again, he is on death hook. Remember, if he goes down now, it is big problems coming in for the side of Karma. Let's see here, a little bit of moonwalking coming in. Respect the pallet play coming through as well. Still not throwing it down. Trauma just holding W instead and saying, I know you're going to try to swing for that instead. And Trauma here is going to go down. Unfortunately, the pallet stun was a little bit too late. But yeah, that's Trauma definitely biting the dust. Can Pedro stop this generator from falling? It seems to be a yes.
Yeah, a little bit of aura value there from Eruption as well. I think our team has learnt now from that ping. We're going to be dropping the pallets a little bit sooner than we usually would. A pop of the gen off in the distance. Yeah, I think Pedro going to take some time. Wait for his eruption to cool down. It's now cool enough. He's going to be kicking that. And I think he's going to make his way back over to Trauma, who is still on the ground now that he knows no one is really in this area to come and pick him up.
Definitely seems to be the case. Maybe it was also a DS call that was the reason that he went over to look at the gen and say, okay, fair enough. I'll make sure that there's no decisive here to secure the 2K at the very least. But Kill It and GiveX, can they get another gen done? I don't feel like they had that much progress on anyone other than the one on the hill and the one on the shack. And obviously the shack popping means the hill one is the only one left that GiveX can maybe try to do. Yeah, we got 40% on this and 70 here on the hillside one. And obviously Pedro knows about the hillside one, so surely he should go and check that one soon.
Yeah, I think he'll make his way over there and he's still going to have time to pop and eruption that generator as well. So once again, we see so much hard work go into this generator on the hill and unfortunately never seeing it get completed. We are going to be doing a little bit of bully swapping over here. I think now we've got GiveX trying to take Pedro for a run at the long wall. The window is now blocked, which means he's only got the pallet to work with, which is also gone. So he's going to be taking that hit, getting a little bit of distance, and I think he can just pray for the moment that we've got a generator on the way just for a couple of extra points. Not surprising here, Pedro, leaving him on the floor just to think about what he's done, what he wants to be. And we do see, while they give away their location, they're still getting those points. So plus rep managed to do it, but we're back in this area, which is notorious for everyone going down. So I think it's only a matter of time now.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Kill It is going to bite the dust as well. But that is still the last generator, or sorry, the second to last generator done. So they do manage to get 4 done. They do get 4K, but that does give a better win condition at the very, very least for them coming into the next set, or the next match, sorry, where their killer is going to take over. And honestly, not a bad showing here coming in from the side of Karma with the start that they have, or that they had here on Zolf. It's beautifully done.
Yeah,
waiting out deliverance, maybe?
I'm not sure. I think he's just waiting here for the deliverance. I don't think he knows too much. He's just going to wait it out. I think he's a little bit scared. He doesn't want to risk it here. He wants his 4K one, so he's just going to play it a little bit safe. I think he knows now that he can make it over there if he needs to. But a 4K one, pretty standard for Blight there. So really, really nicely done by Pedro. And again, just like you said, really, really nice comeback there from Karma, considering the start that they had. It was a rough start.
It was definitely a rough start. Zolth going down as fast as he did, unfortunately, spelled out big trouble here from Karma. Head nodding coming in for Pedro. He's saying, I think you have deliverance still. He's still considering it, actually. It was GiveX at the end of the day that had it. But the literal face camping coming through here from Pedro to make sure that Kill It is going nowhere. And yeah, that is it. 4K1 coming in for the side of Eternal. And now the question is, what can Eternal do? Because they need to do all the generators, and then they can be completely fine with getting 4K'd, and that's a pretty decent win condition coming in for Eternal, because we know how good they are as survivors.
Absolutely, but it's like our boy Q always says, just do the gens forehead, but sometimes it's not that simple. And I think the killer from Karma, whoever's going to come out on the Blight's got quite a task ahead of them going against Team Eternal. I'm ready to see it. I know that you are, Nico, so we're going to take a short break and finish up with that. We do leave with a score of 28-8. So we're going to take a quick break, switch sides, ready on up, and we'll be back to you on the Ironworks with Karma's Blight.
Welcome back, everyone. We got Kill It on the Blight going against Team Eternal. Nightlight, Dan, Babazar, and Zaka are supposed to try and do all the generators to meet their win condition. After that, they can actually kick the dirt. What do you think, Barn? We already have Zaka found actually here right outside of the main building and doing a pretty decent job around this medium-sized loop.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that that Killer used all of his rushes bouncing there, so he was able to greed that pallet a little bit. He was only going to get M1 running into the Blight now, but he was going to take it a big M1. The rushes are back, so we do need to drop that shack pallet as we do a big vault of the window. And he's going to still be staying at Shack, which it's not that bad, right? Because it's pretty bad. He's in the corrupt, but he was shown the front through the window. And it's a similar start to what we just saw with Karma and Survivor. A down at 5 gens and a big fancy mind game there from the killer. And the Survivor making a little misplay, just jumping straight into their arms. So very unexpected.
Yeah, it happens. We've all been there. We've all tried to do 500 IQ plays and then the killer just does nothing, and that results in situations like that. But the timing was impeccable, Barn. I respect it so much. A gen on the other side of the map should be popping soon, I feel like, since Zaka was kind of in the corrupted zone for the most part, but the tunnel through might actually come here. Zaka once again going around the medium-sized loop. This is kind of the bread and butter for Zaka. It feels like he likes to play around these types of tiles. Can he actually make it to this one? He should be fine. Yep, just in time. Gets the pallet stun as well. The break animation coming through now. And Zaka is trying to make his way somewhere else here. The hill doesn't have eyes, but it does have bumps here for Killer. Can he find Zaka? He is going to try to make the lethal rushes work his best interest this time around. He's not going to take the vault. Zaka, download complete, he says. I know how you play these tiles now. 2 gens being popped on the other side, but it is going to be Zaka falling down. He is going to be the second hook state. Unless there is a decisive strike coming through. We never know. Babazar also being found. Now he's going to put the tag onto him. And Kill It might be fine to just go back and hook Zaka now.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to be doing, is going to head on over now that he's got that little hit there on Bubbo. But Tenacity Maynard, where is he? Oh, he's in the pallet, and you know what Eternal do. When someone's in a pallet, there's going to be someone... There he is. You know that if someone's dead in a pallet, there's always going to be a sneaky little Dan somewhere around just to get that pallet save there. Now, Zaka's going to be recovered quite a lot here, and I think that Killate's going to be feeling pretty confident that no one else is going to come in for this save then, because that's potentially going to be the whole team off the gens, right? Because we did just get a reset there. But no, they want it. They're hungry for this save.
Yeah, they definitely want to try to get it and try to save Zaka for as long as possible. And like, the longer they wait around here, the longer no one's doing gens. And if Dan goes down as well, Zaka is probably going to get resurrected here in a couple of seconds. That was an interesting bile flying around the screen. But Dan is going to be the one to get hooked instead. And that's a fresh hook. 3 points coming in here for our Kill It.
Absolutely. So while we avoid the second stage on Zaka there, we do get a fresh hook on Dan. But Zaka's remaining in the game for just a little bit longer, which I think was the ultimate goal here for Eternal. Until I get cursed once more. But once again, Khaled, I think he's going to pop. Goes the Weasel onto this generator. I think he's fine with Dan getting unhooked in the distance there. He's going to pick up Zaka and place him on a hook as we see another generator pop. That's 3 gens down, even with all of those shenanigans at the pallet. Yeah,
3 gens down. This situation is, I think, better than what we had going on for Karma at the very least on the Survivor side. I feel like Kill It is struggling a little bit more. Oh, of course, as you are trying to leave the gen, you get a skill check, and instantly you get a pallet drop onto you as well by for Kill It. Is Dan? I'm sorry, Bubbles are actually just trying to get this.
DM.
That is really, really unfortunate. Babazar didn't get the hit. It was actually Zaka that got hit onto the hook, and that can happen so often. Zaka here now running away in the distance, not going to take the hit just yet. Probably going to go down here in this LT wall. I don't see any way that they can get away, but the pallet stun does come through, so maybe buying a few more precious seconds as the generators on the other side of the map are getting torn to shreds. Babazar in the meantime getting reset on the other side by Dan, most likely. No pallet here. Zaka should be going out of this trial unless a decisive strike is coming through. Let's see. It is the bingo card. Now we do have a pallet here, but the pallet is gonna be after the hit goes through, so Zaka is actually just going to be sacrificed now. Unfortunately, he didn't read about the fact that it was NA versus EU, so he's gonna be sacrificed.
Yeah, we will be saying goodbye to everyone's favorite Spaniard Zaka there, but that's okay because look, we've got one generator left, 3 survivors still upright and in the game, and I'm sure they're already progressing on that last generator as well. Everyone is at full health. Bit of progress here, which we're going to see deplete now with that Pop Goes the Weasel. I think Khalid's going to get a couple of brutality points around here now, just cleaning up the map and the mess that has been created by the team of Eternal over here near the generators. We've got the Polish god himself, Nightlight, here, getting a little bit of distance. We haven't seen him all game. Very rare. He's been the gen monkey trying to grind out all of those generators for the team today, but we are going to be maybe going there. I think because we can't find anyone else and we want these extra points, we're going to have to commit to a chase here. Bit of a swing and a miss there onto Nightlight, and again, I think Kilate's going to go back and just make sure that there's not too much progress happening on these generators.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, Nightlight doing the perfect play there. He's going to take him away from all the generators, and that's going to be called out the instant that he tries to go back here. Nightlight going back to his generator that he was touching earlier. Beautifully done here on the hillside, trying to make him bounce off of it. Not going to happen, though. Good patience coming in from Khalid. And we do see Bubblezar, I think, on this generator around here at the very least. Yep. Dan, however, has been a mystery for a while. We haven't seen him, so he's probably on the last generator on the opposite side of the map. Hasn't been checked for so long. Needs to be worrisome about that one. And, oh, it's looking very dire here for Khalid.
Yeah, it's a really tough spot to be in. There's even tougher now that all of the 5 gens have popped. I've just realized as well that Dan was so kind to allow Babu to play the ace. I was very confused about looking at the heart of Dan without seeing an ace there. It's very interesting. Oh, there's some inner strength there. Inner strength timing. He manages to get the heal complete. Big swing at the window. Unfortunately, Khalid's not going to fall for that one. And the NA ping is going to allow him to get that hit as Nightlight makes it towards the door and the squad rolls up. Is it enough to make it out? It's gonna be close. Big point.
Heal tech. They are going to heal tech him.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to hit him. He's gonna try to hit him the other way, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Can he even get it? He needs to get someone off of him, but that's not gonna be the case. See the 3-man escape coming in for the side of Eternal. The way we know them, as per usual, they don't take no for an answer. They take everything.
Absolutely. Really nicely done there by Khalid against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the world. Certainly number 1 in the standings here with us. So it's always going to be a challenge to go against these guys. And plus Rep Khalid did a wonderful job there, ending up with a final score for the Blight set of 18 to Karma and 46 for Eternal. So I don't know about you, but I'm all blighted out. I need something a little bit more chill, something a little bit more shocking.
Oh, I got exactly what the doctor ordered for you.
Sounds great. I think we should take a short break and move away from our jokes, and maybe we'll come back with a little bit of Herman Carter on the Coal Tower for you all. After this, we'll have Karma on the killer once again. The Doctor round coming up next.
Welcome back, everybody. We got Givex on the Doctor. He's gonna do a static blast right here, try to reveal some gamers. And we do have 3 people actually already instantly revealed. It was Dan, Petra, and Bubblezar here on Coal Tower and Barn. Coal Tower, an interesting, okay, head on already coming in from Zaka.
Can you chill? We're trying to intro here. Gosh, they're so rude sometimes, aren't they? We're going to move on from that head on. We're going to continue with the esports as we go after the man. I think this is Dan on the Felix, something new and exciting for everyone here in Season 8 of the DBDLeague. We're going to be doing some big shots here. Givex a master of the M1 killers, so he's going to be getting a hit in no time, especially with that beautiful Mexican ping that we see coming in here. You may also see that we've got Pedro on the Dwight as well, so we've switched out Nightlight in for the 1v1 champion himself. Really nice vault there, being able to make it around main, looping in the corrupt. We know that that's good at the start, but at the end of the game it can be a little bit tricky. We are going to see a really nice body block. A hit coming in from Zaka though, and now we're going to be looping around the middle with Zaka once again, getting deja vu.
Definitely are getting deja vu. Seems like Zaka really enjoys to be the first person to be chased actually here. The Palestine not coming through. Unfortunately, Givex is going to get the down here at 5 gens as well. And with Dan also being injured, this is not a bad start for the Doctor at all.
No, I'd love to be in the Eternal VC hearing Zaka react to that one. I think there would have been a lot of Spanish words that we're not familiar with yelled in the VC after that hit. But it's fine. It's what they sign up for. But we also lose the corrupt with that first down and the first hook as well. Off we go. Smelly Survivor means here, running the main building once again. As we usually see it, we're going to see our first generator pop off in the distance on the complete other side of the map. Quebec's going to take a little bit of time and break some more walls and make main just that little bit easier for him, because if there's one thing he knows about Eternal and Dan, he's going to be spending a lot of time down here.
Yeah, spending time around the main is always a really good idea, obviously, against any M1 killer. That pallet's still being up, though, at the car pallet. It seems like maybe Givex is not too fussed about that one. Does see the unhook coming in onto Zaka. Doesn't want to get them time to get any kind of healing through. Zaka this time around has the reaction timing to get the pallets done down with the ping difference. And now we are going to the shack. And this is every M1 killer's biggest nightmare. But the Doctor has ways to play around it, obviously. Firecracker coming through, and it's not going to be enough time for Zaka to actually get those pallets done through. Is anyone near to get it? Nope, not going to happen. It's going to be a basement hook coming in for Zaka.
Absolutely, and once again, not ideal. Zaka's really been a little bit bullied here tonight, hasn't he? It's almost like people forgot that there's an event on. He's not really having the best games. He's going to be writing a twitlonger about us afterwards, I think. We are going to be seeing Dan floating around the area to try and get this unhooked, but it's very likely that it's going to be a trade if they just send one person in, especially with that little bit of increased ping there. It's going to be quite tricky to either do a 1-for-1, and now that static blast just giving away his location there as another generator pops in the distance. We're moving quite a bit away here. And I was just about to say, it wouldn't surprise me if he just does a couple of shocks and then heads on back to get this kill onto Zaka. Having a look at it now, I'm not quite sure if there's enough time to send in the squad to get this unhook.
Yeah, no, I think they're content with just trying to pop another gen maybe on the other side of the map and letting Zaka just go to the afterlife. Unfortunately, I do believe Zaka maybe had the DS. I don't know if we can check that before he actually goes over and gets sacrificed. I don't think we can make the time, unfortunately. But yeah, Zaka not being able to use that, if he was the one to have it, obviously is a big problem here. But he did have a lot of time wasted for Givex at the very least. He was off on the other side of the map for a very long time. You can see here the second to last gen popping as well. And with only 3 hook states at the moment, it's not looking too good for Givex, honestly.
Yeah, not really. I mean, this is kind of the way that an M1 killer game goes, especially against a strong team like Eternal. It can be difficult. Now, keep in mind as well, we've got something a little bit fun and exciting for the end game here as well. So I'm sure Eternal are already expecting to see the Noed in the end game here. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're prepared for someone to go down and be sacrificed for that, which would be 6 stages, which is still pretty good, right?
It's still pretty good, especially on a killer like Doctor on this side of this kind of map. That pallet is never going to be dropped, that's for sure. You might get a knack next time. Sloppy Butcher getting applied, and I feel like maybe Dan needs to get this pallet drop on this rotation here. Otherwise, it just may not happen, actually. Shock therapy not going to happen this time around. Isn't going to happen this time around either. Beautifully done here by Dan, actually, making sure to not get hit, which means that he's able to just keep looping around here. Is this going to be a hit? It is not. And here comes the pallet drop. He's saying, all right, guys, I think I can make it out, but I need a body block. But that's not going to happen because remember, Givex, he knows that.
Yeah, I was seeing a little aura cross map. And I don't know about you, but it certainly looked like someone was bending over, cleansing a totem. So it wouldn't surprise me if that Noed goes in just a second here. Now, they may be setting it up so that Dan's able to either get the hatch or get a body block. It looks like, yeah, it looks like the squad's going to roll up and go for the body. I think they're going to be able to do it as well. It's the 3v1 Eternal tech.
Oh,
they're
it's
just
so
too
beautiful.
good at it.
It's so beautiful. They just know how to play the 3v1 to perfection. Honestly, Dan played out of his mind during that shack chase. I mean, he got hit once, and after that, the slight vault animation that he had that just made sure that he didn't get hit. Beautifully done there as well. Givix, honestly, well played to him, but the side of Eternal are just so consistent when they're playing survivors.
Absolutely. Really, really nicely done there. Unfortunate about that Noed seeing it spawn, and then that person was immediately on it, giving it the tickle to get rid of it, saving Dan's life. So really nicely done there. We do end up with a final score of 19-7. And I don't know about you, but I need to see how this turns out. I think we should switch sides, switch it up, and we're going to come back after a short break to you with Karma on the Survivor. And I think we might be lucky to see Zuck on the kill. I'm not too sure.
Only hoping.
Let's take a break and we'll be... And welcome back to the Coal Tower, where we could be seeing our potential last game of the night. We've got Zaka on the Doctor going for a big old shock at the start of the game. Survivors revealed hiding behind the main building, but not for long as we break some doors, make it a little bit easier for the rest of the game here. We do find someone running out trying to get away from that main building with all of their teammates there, and we're going to be starting chase with the Spanish mind games around this jungle gym here, looking for the survivor. They seem to be taking some unique pathing, going for a little bit of distance instead of staying at that tile, but by going for the distance they are running into what is where the active gens are, and the corrupt is all around that main building. So not really the best place to take chase, but we're going to go with it. Hopefully not get hit through the pallet, but we do, and we're going to go back to main. Because why? Because we're a filthy little survivor.
Yeah, we're a filthy survivor comp player, so we have to go back there, hold W all the way into main. This is a really good spot, however, here for Givix, actually, but does get shocked, and with the head-on play coming in from I don't know who that was, that is going to buy them just a little bit more time. Pre-drop coming in as well, acting as if he's going to break the pallet. Not going to be the case, and good patience here from Givix. Didn't run anywhere at all, didn't give him any sign of weakness, and another pallet should be around here. It's not going to be droppable this time around. This is going to be a vault if needed, but not going to be the case this time around. Is this going to be enough? It's not. And I think Trauma was actually spotted in the distance as well, trying to come to tank a hit, but wasn't going to be the case, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, the call was made just a little bit too late for him to come and take that hit. And by going down just out the side of main, it is going to mean a basement hook. We do get a gen for this chase, though, so it's still not the worst start that we could have had. But this is a basement hook at 4 gens, and that is Givex now here. We're going to wait a little bit. No, we're going to mind game. I'm continuously getting pranked today. Nico, I hate it. I hate it here.
It happens.
Just you, shop.
maybe. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, he needed that. Nope. Okay, no, still not. All right, I'm going to talk about something else because he's going to do it now. He's not going to do it now either. He's not going to do it. No, he's going to do it here. Nope, he's not going to do it. All right, let's go on with the point that I was trying to make. The win condition here coming in for the side of Eternal. Zaka needs to have 4 hook states, and he needs to get the 1 kill, and then he can actually let 3 people escape. So that should be more than doable, I feel like, with the start like this. With someone in basement this early and the gen spread that he has around the main building, I feel like that shouldn't be that difficult for him to actually achieve. I don't know what your thoughts are, Barn.
No, I'd agree with you there. We're in a pretty good spot here for Zaka. We are going to get a couple of points on the board here with our team doing the gens, but a basement save against a dock, it's going to be tricky. We're on ping. It's going to need 2 people, and I'm just not sure if they're willing to take that risk there.
Yeah, it might be really difficult, especially with the 3 gen that is around here. You have the top main gen going on. We had one on the right side as well, and one right outside with the junkyard pile. So it's definitely going to be difficult to even break this 3 gen, I feel like, and Givex might just have to be the first one to go pretty early on in the match, probably at 2 gens left if I would have to guess, at least. Yeah, the 3rd gen gets done here, but is this enough here for the side of Karma? I feel like they should have maybe tried to go for... I guess they can't really go for an exchange either, right? Because that's going to give him the win con too easily.
Exactly. So really tough spot here. We are going to be leaving now as we do say goodbye to GiveX in the basement there. We are going to be going up to the bottom side of the map though, so that gives time for Zulf and Killate to head on down and hopefully do some generators down that way. We do see one get popped, but as you can see by the auras on the map, I think the Doctor can stand right in the middle. He uses Static Blast and get everybody off those generators and find out their locations. The main gen, I guess, for a Doc is quite hard to protect, right? Because he's got to be going up these stairs all the time, so it can be a little bit tricky for him. But I think if our survivors are smart enough, just like this here, we're able to kind of jump out, take a little bit of distance here as well. The Spanish mind game's coming in. Is he able to get the hit there? He is. He's not willing to swing at the pallet. I don't think he wants to go into a Duke montage today. But quite a nice spot for Zaka to be in. Wouldn't surprise me now if he kind of tries to zone the survivor in this area or around here, and he's not going to commit to anything out the shack side.
Yeah, and Trauma here coming in for an M1, and Zaka willing to give it to him instantly. Here comes the Static Blast once again. Zolth now in tier 3. This is going to be super annoying to deal with the constant red lights and the constant terror radius not really going away at all at any time. And here might be a little bit of a mind game. He's going to have to drop this pallet, and he did actually drop it, but I don't think that's going to be enough. This is going to be the hook state that was needed for Zaka and Eternal. And from this point on, everything else is just extra coming in for Zaka.
Absolutely, and there it is. We've got the reset onto Trauma, the fresh hook onto Zulf, and the win overall for Eternal in week 8. So the rest of the game naturally is going to be played out because we do like a bit of sportsmanship here. We've got commitment issues. I'm committed to find out how the games end, so we're going to stick around and make sure that we find that out. And if our team Karma can break this 3-gen, and if they're able to get the last generator done.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure Karma are super willing to play this one out. I mean, they want to play for the morale, obviously, more than anything, to show that they can still get people out of this trial. They're not going to give up. That is for damn sure. He'll kill it on the other side of the map, trying to do a little bit of looping himself, and he probably is going to take a hit here after this shock. I don't think he's going to be able to drop the pallet. Nope, not going to be the case. So Sloppy Butcher applied once more. Zolth not going to be healed actually here by Trauma after getting the unhook. So it's going to be injured survivors all around except for Trauma.
Yeah, I did see Trauma running through to the middle. I think maybe was running in to take a hit to try and get him out of his position of where he was. The last thing they want now is someone to be hooked in amongst that area where the generators are, so then nobody can work on them. Zaka seems relatively relaxed now. I think he's happy to commit to a chase down here. I think now that he's won, we do see the missed skill check. We find the reset. The Sloppy Butcher is going to mean that reset is now down to 0. Just like the life of our poor boy Killate here, who will be being picked up, and I think a nice little home for him on this hook here.
Yep, that is going to be a nice little decoration next to the shack. And yeah, Trauma and Zolth on the other side of the map trying to desperately pump out a generator probably. Trauma actually going for the unhook, and Zolth inside a locker with the head on as well. Is it going to come out here? Oh, he knows about it. He knows too much. He's too smart.
This is the game sense that I wish that I had. How would you know?
I'm assuming there was a slight audio or something that he heard because Zolth was obviously injured. So
good
might be, yeah, a little bit of a headphone advantage coming in here for Zaka, but beautiful play here, not getting hit by the head-on. Even with the ping difference, that is extremely hard actually. Comp drop here on the pallet. Trauma trying to see if he can last a little bit longer than his teammates. This time around, Killed is probably going to go for the unhook onto Zolth here. It's just a matter of time, or he's going to pop the last generator. Either or could be the case. And Trauma, yeah, screaming for his life, running around Shack. I don't think there's much he can actually do. This isn't the best setup coming in against Doctor.
No, unfortunately not. But if there's one person that knows what to do in this type of setup, it is going to be Trauma, our 1v1 ladder play. I think he's been floating around the top 3 for quite some time now. So if there's anyone who's going to be able to run a doctor, it's certainly going to be him. Zucker knows that as well, and he leaves absolutely terrified.
Oh, he's in shambles right now. He all the honor just lost. Static Blast coming through. This time is going to find one person only. Zolf not making any sound. That means it's a locker head-on play somewhere. But the question is where? That is what Zaka doesn't know. So every locker for right now is going to be terrifying. And something got dropped over here, and it was a pallet actually. Killer just instantly dropped it.
The dominance pallet, I think, is saying, hey, I'm no B, come and get me. It's a good way to start the chase, I think. Just the dominant pallet drop over here. A big bolt of the long wall. The Spanish mind games coming out. We do a little bit of standing still at the side of the T wall, the long wall. Not going to be able to commit to that, though. We're going to come on over here. I think he's in quite a good spot, right? He's got everybody injured. They don't really want to be over there doing that generator. It's quite a tough spot. He does just keep going back there as well, so wouldn't surprise me now if we're just going to do a little bit of chasing action here. Stuck on the rock. Story of my life. That's going to be Zulf going down.
Yeah. The people's elbow just branching out a little bit there on the ground, and Zolf is going to be sacrificed as well. Killed and Trauma on the other side of the map, surely trying to do a generator of some sorts. Static Blast not showing anyone actually. So they are just outside of reach, and they are actually trying to get a reset off, but with Sloppy Butcher applied, it's going to be super difficult to get both of them healed up totally. Trauma is probably going to get the reset off, and he does notice that now, and Killed is playing Renato, who does whimper a lot when injured, so very obvious as to where they were actually hiding. Trauma taking the M1 now, and I think that was a flashbang coming through, or was it a flashlight? I'm not really sure what it was. Trauma up, taking the Spanish mind game a little bit too seriously, is going to go down, unfortunately. Sometimes, you know, not standing still is also a play.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, we've seen it quite a lot today, haven't we? With the survivors just jumping into the killer's arms. We see Zaka seems to be pretty happy with his performance here, giving us some nodders. A little bit of shock dominance here as we see scratch marks at the shack. Looks like we're going to be having a 1v1 here with Killate. Oh, I was waiting for that to hit, not able to connect. It was, he swung a little bit too early, so not able for that to connect there. He is going to be taking the chase downtown. He's got a nice little vault here, which he used earlier, so I think he knows what's left around here. He did. Problem C.
Oh, unlucky.
That does happen to me as well. I think that I'm on the right side. I think it might even be a ping issue. You think that you're on a different side of the pallet than you are, and you press the prompt and it puts you on the other side, which can be a little bit embarrassing, but, you know, we're not all perfect, and sometimes we all make mistakes, right? But
exactly.
That's going to be a 4K1 to Zaka here, the Herman Carter champion of the world.
Definitely is, apparently. I mean, Killed obviously is kind of a 50-50 for him with that pallet. He kind of needs to gamble and say which side is the killer going to come from. He needs to drop it early because of the shock therapy coming through. And honestly, getting a 4K1 on the Doctor on this size of a map, beautiful execution here by Zaka, showing that it can definitely be done. And Eternal, once again, undefeated. And it's the story as old as time itself, honestly, at this point.
Definitely. I mean, we're constantly saying it, right? Eternal doing Eternal things, and I think the 2-0 is just a really good example of what they're capable of. But that means that with this game ending with a final score of 47 to Eternal and 15 to Karma, that's going to be the last of our Week 8 matches. Week 9, though, let's have a little sneak peek. I'm not usually one for leaking information, but it is available in the bracket and in our schedule. So let's give a little sneak peek to Week 9 next weekend. We've got Master vs Elysium. We've got Luminescence versus Eternal. Scorn versus Karma. Paradox v Divine Dead. And Sequence vs Cynic. So a lot of really nice matches next weekend. going to be starting at the same time as we did this weekend as well. We're going to have a 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. game on Saturday, all in CET, and then 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday.